A methamphetamine case that should be straightforward has turned into what the judge calls the biggest cluster case she's ever seen, worse than sexual abuse, physical abuse, and trafficking cases. The mother is working her services and getting glowing recommendations. The father is doing well. But there's a massive problem. The grandmother who has custody keeps clashing with CPS, and now the department is threatening to move the kids to foster care. The judge is furious. Watch as she tries to figure out why a simple get clean and go home case has exploded into chaos.
Since the last hearings, my understanding that Mr. Garcia did pay for the DNA. Thank you. That's very nice. And that the DNA came back that he is Ace's dad. So I'm going to adjudicate Mr. Garcia as Ace's father. We still need to do, I believe we still need to do DNA on Mr. Tobar and Chloe. We are just set for status hearing today. If there's anything else, then y'all are going to have to file a motion. We're going to have another hearing. So department, I guess y'all want me to, I'm sure the parents have already been working a lot on their service plan. We've had hearings, I don't know, too many hearings on this case. So we should be way far along by now. So what do y'all need, Mr. Wilson?
Thank you, Judge. I think the parents are making progress from what I hear. We've got service plans I think we need to get approved. I believe housekeeping-wise, we still don't have Ms. Foreman served, but she may still be, well, she's out of rehab now, and I could be thinking of the wrong case, but I want to make sure that we get her served.
You know what? She's appeared. I have her that she appeared on 11/16, but you're good. You're
We wait on the record, Your Honor.
Okay. And Mr. Tobar appeared then, and Mr. Garcia appeared at the last hearing. So I'm just going to mark everybody down as appeared.
All right, great. Thank you, Judge. Other than that, there's little issues bubbling here and there that I won't bring up today, but hopefully we can keep a lid on those and keep the case moving forward and keep the train on the tracks. That's the goal.
Okay. Okay. Ms. Harris, what do you need?
Your Honor, my mom's working her services. She's got her service plan. She's signed it. She's doing all those. One of her services is working open doors with Paula Mays. She's made some recommendations regarding visitation, and we would just ask that those be applied as part of her baby steps.
Okay. And she's complying with everything that Ms. Mays says too, right?
Correct, Your Honor. And Mrs. Mays wrote a glowing recommendation letter for her.
Wow, that doesn't happen very often, so that's good. That's really good. Okay, thank you. Okay, Mr. Wood, what about you? Mr. Tobar?
Judge, we dealt with getting some clarity on Dad and him in the home, and whether or not he was supervised or not, and I think we've worked all that out. I don't think we need anything further. My client did ask if he could cut his hair. I told him he couldn't yet until we got something from you, Judge.
Turn sideways, Mr. Tobar. I mean, you can cut it, but I don't want you to be bald or, you need to have enough hair that we can still test if we need to. Okay. I don't know what the length is. Do y'all know, department? What is it?
It's 1.5 to 2 inches is needed.
Just got to have somewhere maybe on top, be 1.5 inches or something,
It's around the crown.
Around the crown. Okay. Your hair looks fine, but I know it's probably bugging you. Hey, the good news is it's winter. At least you're not sweating as much as you would in the summer. But you can cut it. Just need to keep that because if you're testing body hair and head hair, it's like testing apples to oranges. So you want to be consistent in what we test. But yeah,
last time he was ordered to do a hair test, he didn't have enough hair, so they did have to take a body hair out of his beard.
Oh, they did. Okay.
We would like to go back and make sure we're doing hair follicles so that we have our, window that we need to test instead of going back a year.
So do y'all want to do another hair strand test? So we got a baseline on his head hair and then Mr. Tobar can cut his hair?
I would like that.
Okay.
We've already got one negative hair strand, don't we?
But wasn't it body hair?
It was body hair.
Right.
It was off his beard.
Okay. Judge, the other question I had, I don't think the home study, you had ordered a home study on maternal grandmother, but with my client there in the home, is that home study still necessary? Because I don't know that it's going to be approved.
Well,
or it hasn't been approved yet.
Let me read you this. CPS hair strand, Mr. Tovar within 1 week, head hair. Within 1 week, then he can cut his hair per the CPS order. Okay, so you got that. Yeah, a home studies with Mr. Tovar living in, well, number one, that's not really her home. She just stayed there with the kids, right?
Correct.
Right.
And it's not going to pass with a parent being there. So
So a home study was done and it didn't pass because grandmother wasn't really forthcoming with information and being really honest with us and cooperative.
why are we really concerned about a home study when the kids are at their home, dad's there, hopefully we can get mom home soon enough, and we're not going to move the kids?
Because the placement was with the caregiver and not with the parent. That's why.
Okay, but we're still, okay, so it didn't pass. What does that do?
We just can't recommend, and we have ongoing concerns. We did put in a child placement request, and the previous foster home is willing to take the kids back by report.
I don't know why we'd want to do that.
Just because we just have continued concerns about cooperation overall.
Okay, well, hold that thought. Mr. Wood, is that kind of what you're getting at?
Well, yeah, I mean, when there's an underlying threat of removing and it's not even mentioned in the court, I think that's a problem.
Well, but you know, every case there's an underlying threat of removing, you know?
Well, I'd love to see what it is.
I mean, it sounds like just the department saying lack of cooperation or mistrust or something like that. Is that what y'all are saying, department?
In general, yes, Your Honor.
We would absolutely dispute that, Your Honor.
Yeah, I know. Okay. Well, I'm going to say there's always a possibility that kids get moved. So we got that. I don't know what the mistrust stuff, but we'll hold that thought, Mr. Wood. Mr. McClure, what about you? Oh, hold on, Mr. Wood. Anything else?
No, Judge.
Okay, thank you. I will say I kind of got the impression from the reports that Miss Foreman is doing a lot more service plan wise than Mr. Tovar. So I don't know why. I don't know if that's true or my impression was wrong. I don't know, but that's just kind of where I was.
Well, there's not as much on his service plan, but he is working services, Judge.
And I think he works a lot too, doesn't he?
Yes.
Okay. Ms. McClure?
Judge, all I need is, if we had known that Cody was dad when this case started, with 2 demonstrable years of sobriety and the girlfriend passed hair strand test, everything's great. He could have asked for a monitored return of the adversary and possibly could have gotten it. I would like some commitment that CASA and the CPS are going to be willing, CASA and the ad litem would be willing to work with a step-up plan headed for the possibility of Cody having a monitored return at some point. He is not pushing for that today. He wants to continue to have more visitation and longer visitation, and he understands that you are a judge who loves baby steps. And so I'm asking for a commitment that as long as everything goes well, that those baby steps will be given to him and he can work towards that. Yeah.
I could be wrong, but it was my understanding that Ace and him didn't really have a relationship, and everybody was really kind of freaky about the first visit I ordered, but that it went well. So yeah, they're going to have a relationship. He's going to have to incorporate Miss Erica into it. I don't know if they live together or they're just boyfriend. I don't know what the situation with them is, but you're right. We are going to have to do baby sets, and I'm just going to put in the order that visits from Mr. Garcia increase as agreed by CPS and ad litems. And if you don't see an increase according to my baby step thing, Ms. McClure, let me know and we can have a hearing. Nobody in this case.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Okay. Let's see. CASA. Ms. Houseman, this is your case? You already had one this morning.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What's up? Anything that's not in your report?
No, not anything other than I just want to make sure you know that our desire is to keep continuing to support the family and to keep the kids at the forefront of everything, what's in the best interest of the kids. I think to be in their home where they've been this whole time, to be with their parents, and to be able to establish a relationship for Ace, to be able to establish a relationship with Cody. I have a whole lot that I really wanted to say, but I've never seen a case, I'm new, but parents that work so hard and just put their kids at the forefront. You know, Jessica, it warms my heart that she has worked so hard and just loves her kids so much. Same with Emilio, you can just tell. And after spending time with Cody, I'm very encouraged about his relationship with Ace too. And I just want to keep this family going forward.
Okay, that's good. Thank you. Okay, Ms. Lane, what's up?
So Judge, on November 16th, you ordered that the children would not be moved absent an emergency, just to remind the parties of the orders of the court. There was a family group conference held on the 7th of December. And at that conference, CPS reported that mom has been very proactive and very cooperative with the department. Mr. Emilio's service plan only includes random drug testing, and you ordered that to only be 3 times a month. He is to do individual therapy, do his psychological eval, and do his OSAR. And all recommended parenting classes available without the pregnancy center. So that's the extent of his service plan, if that helps you a little bit, Judge. We received in that glowing recommendation from Paula May on January 6th, a recommendation, she says specifically, I believe that a stair-step overnight visits would be beneficial and only increase Jessica's motivation and continue to help her. And she commented about how she's seen such a positive change in her since she started her program. So we had a special hearing with you, Judge, on December the 15th, and that's where CASA and I were asking for a little more liberal overnight progression. You gave us a couple of overnights through the holiday, and you said for us to come back today and you would look at it again and see where we want to go on the baby steps moving forward. So I earnestly believe it's in the best interest of these children to get mom slowly back into the home, continue to build confidence on all the parties of Emilio and mom. As we get to know Cody better, I think he needs to start his service plan. I believe he has one. I don't know that I've read it. And I would encourage the court not to let us get sucked into a custody battle. We need to establish safe, sober homes and let these families figure out what's going to happen in the long run. This mother has raised this child for 2.5 years. So adamantly opposed to moving these children at all right now.
Yeah, I don't really know. I mean, I'm feeling that grandma's having her little tude with the department, and that seems to have been ongoing since the beginning of this case anyway. Department, are y'all able to get in? And CASA, are y'all able to get in? Anytime you need to go see the kiddos, are y'all able to get in?
Judge, I had an issue getting inside the house the first visit I had. The second visit was just me. It went a little bit more smoothly. However, the third visit, again, went backwards, and it was... there was a lot of, I guess, hostility between the family because they didn't want to sign the family plan. They didn't want to do our child plan, or they didn't want to sign our Bill of Rights for the children because we had to have an updated one for our system. And then Miss Simpson had made comment as, don't sign that. I'm the one that has custody of the children. And I was trying to explain to her that, what I am in the case and what my job is. And it was just a very hostile communication and conversation. It got a little bit better throughout the meeting. However, it's just an ongoing issue. I continually have an issue with Miss Simpson. When I was on vacation, Miss Simpson and Miss Foreman were pretty hostile towards Mr. Manning, my protege, and it's an ongoing battle for CPS or for us to do our job properly.
Here's the problem. CPS says the grandmother is hostile, uncooperative, and dishonest. They can't trust her to supervise mom's contact with the kids or tell them what's really happening in the home. The grandmother allegedly told CPS workers, "Don't sign that, I'm the one with custody," and made serious allegations that one CPS worker was abusing a child. But the attorneys for the parents say they've reviewed text messages and the hostility is coming from the caseworker, not from the grandmother. The judge just suggested something brilliant. She told CPS to start recording all interactions with the grandmother. Why? Because when we're recording stuff, the whole different world changes. If people know the judge might listen to those recordings, behavior changes real fast.
And we also have concerns about overall trust and honesty. I think it's been, indicated that a couple of times throughout that there's been some dishonesty from the caregiver. And if we can't trust the caregiver to provide us concerns, especially if we have a parent in the home and that they're supervising mom's contact, if there's any concerns, we can't rely on the caregiver to provide those concerns to us. So we have really no way of knowing what the heck is going on in that home.
And Your Honor, we keep hearing about hostility and about dishonesty, but we don't see any of it. You know, the CASA, the ad litem, myself, we've looked at text messages and we're not seeing the hostility go back. I do see it coming from the caseworker and my client in her text messages to my client, but I don't see it going the other way. So, you know, we keep getting a lot of this, but if they really want to get into it, we'll have a hearing and we'll demonstrate that, you know, placement is doing everything she's supposed to. Just because she asks a question does not mean she's being hostile. Just because she disagrees doesn't mean she's being hostile. When my client asked to review her service plan, sign her service plan after she's reviewed it with me, that's not refusing to sign a service plan.
Miss Gilmore, do you have any way to record when you go to the house, to record your communications with the folks?
I suppose I could via phone. I just have never really I thought about it.
Miss McClure one time gave me an app that I was recording stuff on my phone. I know it was free. Why don't you look into that? Because sometimes when we're recording stuff, a whole different world changes, you know? And if folks know that I might be listening to those recordings, and that, you know, that could change a lot. You know, if I hear snippy, if I hear I make the decisions, you know, no, really, who makes the decisions? It's not even you, Miss Gilmore, it's me, you know?
Right, Judge.
And so, you know, I'm not going to have anybody undermine me, you know, that's not going to happen. I don't care who they are. It just seems like people have been mad about this case from word go, and not necessarily even the parents. I mean, I don't get it. But I mean, but going back to, I don't know, Ms. Lang or somebody said, you know, it's not an emergency. It's not a reason to put the children in a foster care home when we have tons of kids that have absolutely no family that really, really do need in a foster care home, a foster home. So you know, Ms. Gilmore, here's what I would do. I would say, you're being recorded. Now, whether you really record it or not, hey, that's your call, but just let everybody think you recorded everything. You know, that's what I would do.
Judge, one of my other main concerns is when we had our first visit, my protege Cole Manning was with me, and Miss Simpson had made pretty large allegations against him in regards of abusing Chloe. And I don't ever want Cole to be in a position that his job is at risk. And that's when I feel like is more serious when it comes to our jobs being on the line due to pretty serious allegations.
Judge, then maybe a misstatement of fact, and we'd have to have a hearing to be able to bring in the testimony as to actually what words were said. I can understand how they may have been taken by Cody in a certain way, but that's not our understanding of the full content of the conversation.
You know, I don't really care I care what was said, but, you know, if that's the way that things are being perceived, somebody that's making the comments obviously that's a caregiver of children, needs to watch what they say. And I know that's hard for some of us, a lot of us.
The judge just laid down the law. She told the mother, if my mom had my kids and there was smoke or bad vibes coming from the department, I'd have a chat with my mom and get her on the same page. The department has conservatorship. Whether they're right or wrong, they're still in charge. You just suck it up. Then she made it clear. As soon as mom is ready to go home, grandma is out. The department confirmed. The plan is to get grandma out as soon as mom goes home. The judge even suggested maybe the kids should be placed with dad instead of grandma to eliminate all this drama. But she's not moving the kids to foster care. She made that crystal clear.
But that's, and I don't even know where Mr. Manning would have had the opportunity to do anything that Miss Gilmore is even talking about. I mean, last time I checked, I don't think Mr. Manning goes out there by himself. He's a protege. He's got to go with Miss Greenberg or Mr. Gilmore or, you know, somebody. Good reason to record. Just saying. You know, I think I told y'all last time, or I told lawyers in a breakout room or something, you know, this should be an easy, no-brainer case. And it has turned into the biggest cluster case out of even my sexual abuse, my physical abuse, my trafficking cases. And all it is mom needs to get clean, show that mom can get clean, and get on down the road. Period. So as long as Ms. Foreman's doing what she needs to do, and Mr. Tobar isn't messing up, Mr. Garcia's creating a relationship with Ace, that's what I want. And Ms. Foreman, I'm gonna tell you, I don't know. I don't know what was said. I guess I can find out when Ms. Gilmore starts taping everything. But, and I think I've told you this before, but you know what? If my mom had my kids and there was any smoke or any bad vibes or anything coming in from the department, I sure would have a chat with my mom and say, this is what the department's saying. The department has conservatorship. Obviously, there's some discord or misunderstanding or something. And I would try to get my mom on the same page with the department. Whether the department's at fault or not, it's sort of like being a parent. I could tell my kid to go do something and I'm wrong, but I'm still in charge, and you do it and you just suck it up, and I don't hear a lot of, I don't know, but I don't want to move the kids. So Ms. Foreman, this is even more reason for you to continue to step it up, do what you're supposed to be doing, get you home and get her out. Because department in the plan, as soon as Ms. Foreman's home, get grandma out.
Absolutely.
Okay, just want to make sure that she wouldn't be staying around. Okay, and I'm going to be real tactful, or it's hard for me to do some of the time, but I'm going to kind of sometimes bounce around things. I'm not sure that everybody on this case really wants grandma there right now anyway, from some of the stuff that I read in some of the reports. So anyway, the good news is we're coming back for everybody get out pens and I'll give y'all our court dates. Next permanency hearing, thank God, is in 2 months, 3/8. Ms. Foreman, I would like nothing better than for you to be totally perfect between now and then and get you home a lot more, or home or something like that. Okay. I don't know if that's going to be possible by then, but it would be swell. Next permanency hearing after that is 6/14. Our trial, if we get that far, is 9/13. Our dismissal date is 10/16. Ms. Foreman, you're muted.
Your Honor.
Excuse me, Ms. Harris.
The visits for mom.
Oh yeah.
Can we start a step up program, Your Honor, like you do?
Let me see what I said last time. Let's see.
You gave us 2 overnights over the Christmas holidays. And
Department and CASA, what's your recommendation for visits?
Our recommendation with CASA is that we do a step up. What Paula with Open Door suggested is what we agree with. It would give Jessica an opportunity to practice everything that she's been learning, where the idea would be 1 overnight for 2 weeks and then 2 overnights for 2 weeks, stepping up slowly.
And was that weekdays, weekends, or just whenever they could work it out?
No specification. Just our idea would be to increase those overnights slowly, so she could continue to do all of her rehab and classes and still be home.
What about stuff other than overnights? What did Paula say about that?
There was no recommendation, but I think that the more time she can be with the kids, the better. They love her. She's an awesome mama. She's doing great. And I would love to see how she manages real world home life with her kids and all the chaos that comes with caring for them, as well as continuing to be successful with the therapy and the classes. And I feel like she's going to have extreme success, but I would love to see more time.
Department.
So if the court's entertaining putting mom back home as soon as 3/8, we would also agree with the step up. I think it would be nice to have a schedule.
Hold on. I said I would. I'm thinking about it, but there's no guarantees, and I don't even know.
Well, then we would.
More importantly, I want grandma gone. That's really what I want,
Well, we would advocate visitation stay as they are currently ordered, and give mom time to actually show sustained progress before sending her home with 2 vulnerable kids.
Miss Harris, is she going over there any during the week now, or is it just those overnights? What is she doing?
Going over there daily, Your Honor, and keeping a calendar and a log of when she's going and staying in touch with the caseworker about when she's there.
Okay.
It's 4 hours during the day and 6 hours on the 1 day of the weekend.
Judge, I want to make clear with everybody on the case too, is I do not want to keep her away from these children. She's a great mom. However, being a prior methamphetamine user, it just makes me worried that relapse is, I'm not going to say all the time, but a lot of the time part of recovery. And that's my main concern, especially when there's such young children in the home. I want her to be successful in her sobriety, and I don't want to move too fast because of all this.
And Your Honor, we've heard repeatedly that she thinks that my client is going to relapse, but she has been doing everything above and beyond.
Okay.
I don't know what else my client can do to show it.
Your Honor, is there a way to change placement to Emilio, and then that would completely take the grandmother out of any communication? And he's there, he's a non-offending parent, he's living in the home.
I think we can think about that on 3-8. That would be a monitored return.
Would it,
And don't we have a DNA test on him too, Judge?
Judge, I sent the DNA request over last, I want to say Wednesday or Thursday when I got the order, so it's in progress.
Okay. Mom's business during the day continue for 4 weekends. We're going to do each Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Sunday for 4 weekends. Then, if all goes well, on the weekend of 10/2, we will increase to 6p on Friday to 6p on Sunday for 4 weekends, and then we'll be in court the next Wednesday after that.
I'm sorry, what was the date on that?
That was really confusing. Can you repeat that?
The judge approved a step-up visitation plan for Mom. 4 weekends of Saturday 10 a.m. to Sunday 6 p.m. Then, if everything goes well and everyone stays clean, 4 weekends of Friday 6 p.m. to Sunday 6 p.m. By March 8th, they'll be back in court to see if Mom can come home. The judge told everyone. This should be an easy no-brainer case. Mom gets clean, shows she can stay clean, and goes home. Period. But she warned CPS is concerned about relapse because Mom is a former methamphetamine user with young vulnerable kids. Mom's attorney argued she's doing everything above and beyond. The judge agreed to baby steps but made it clear. Everyone needs to test clean, do their service plans, and stop the drama. Was this the right approach? Let me know in the comments.
Basically, we're doing the same thing we've been doing. 10 a.m. on Saturday till 6 p.m. on Sunday for 4 weekends, starting this weekend. So that'll be the 11th, the 18th, the 25th. Oh, sorry, I'm on the wrong month. Oh, wait, hold on. Dang it. Time out. I got to find January on my, there's January. Okay, hold on. Let me regroup. I think I had the wrong month. 1, 2, 3, 4. What? No, I didn't. Okay. January.
I'm in a court meeting with my son. Sorry? I'm in a court meeting with my attorney and my son real quick.
Mr. Garcia, Mr. Garcia, you need to mute. Okay, so that 10A to 6P on Sunday will be on, somebody needs to be quiet. The 14th of January, the 21st of January, the 28th of January, and the 4th of January. Then if all that's going well and everybody's testing clean and doing their service plan and blah, 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 and that includes Mr. Tobar, then Mom can go over on 6 o'clock on Friday the 10th and stay till 6 o'clock on Sunday the 10th. And that goes for the weekend of February 10, 17, 24, March 3, and then we'll be back in court on March 8. So it's 4 weekends of Saturdays, 4 weekends of all weekend. Does that make sense?
It does, Your Honor. Thank you.
There's your baby steps.
And then continue the daily visits as you have them, Judge, during the week. The forms. Thank you, Judge.
Yes. Okay. I already talked about service plan compliance. So, okay, there's order. We're in recess. Thank you. We'll be back at 1:30.
Thank you.